Hi everyone, Hayley Bulens here. Today I wanted to talk about tapping into your passion. Now, tapping into your passion might be something that you've heard of before, but it's actually monetizing your passion. So I thought I would tell you a backstory about how I got into business and why I fell into doing what I do. So I started my first business when my daughter, India, was born premature. I saw an ad on Gumtree for a baby business for sale. So I inquired and I looked at what this baby business was all about. I met with her. I had a look at what she was offering and thought, I don't need to buy a whole established business. I'd be interested in learning and figuring this out for myself. So I did just that. I set up a business called Max and Ollie. It wasn't a raving success, not at first anyway. It definitely took a lot of time because I was sort of the distributor for other people's products such as Aiden and Nay and blooming baths and so forth. So I got the website set up on BigCommerce, a self-hosted platform. From that, I ended up learning how to do web design and development because I thought that this self-hosted platform was very limiting. And that's when I learned how to build and design websites. So, but after that, I fell into another business called Petite Bamboo, and I thought, this time I want my very own product. You know, I knew that I wanted to get into business. I've always wanted to have something of my own, and as the kids got older, as sort of more of my children came along, I thought it really doesn't suit me to work for the man. It doesn't have the flexibility. I really needed to earn my own income and rely on myself. When I was working part-time when I was pregnant with my third baby, it just didn't work because I needed to go to appointments, and then once Finn came along, I really just couldn't afford to, not work for myself in a way because it just didn't work with childcare and 3 kids. It was too expensive for the return I was getting, for the income that I was getting at a part-time job compared to the childcare rates. It just didn't match up. So I did my numbers and thought, now it's time to go that next step further with Petite Bamboo. So I've always loved organic and bamboo products. I've just loved how great they are for the environment and how soft and lovely they feel and how it could really work on stylish baby clothes. So instead of being a distributor for other people's products, I thought I'll work with a local fashion designer to design my own. So I had to go in it alone with my fashion designer friend's guidance. But yeah, ultimately I had to figure out, where to manufacture the products, where to house the products, third-party logistics, shipping and what carrier I was going to use, and even sourcing freight and a freight forwarder to get the products by sea container overseas. Do I air ship it? Do I go by sea container? And really, I just winged it along the way. I thought, well, I'm smart enough to figure this stuff out. Surely it's not rocket science, and I know it could really work. So I just gave it a go, and lots of mistakes along the way. I paid way more than I should have for my freight forwarder. I'll never forget receiving that bill and almost dying. But I somehow just weaved that into the bottom line for my products and how much it cost me to cost per item to manufacture, then ship, and then advertise as well. So, running Facebook ads and working on SEO to really get the word out there. So that's really how I got into it all, and I'm so glad that I made the decision to go out on my own and tap into my sort of passion, which really my passion's just been business. I've always wanted to work for myself, and now I don't see any other way forward because it's just the potential to earn a lot more money and have the freedom and the choice to be able to spend the days how you choose, and yeah, and actually doing things that you love. You know, I love designing people's websites. I love working with Karina on Widen Digital and all that we offer. So, yeah, I wake up every day and I get to choose. I can go down to watch my sons play at school if I want to, and I can be canteen mum, even though I'm not. But I definitely have the option to choose. And I know that some of the members in this group may very much in the early stages of your businesses. So, you know, you may be in the same boat that I was in all those years ago, where you knew you wanted to start your own business, or maybe you were sitting on the fence between going back to work or trying to, you know, make that side hustle into the real deal. Maybe you've just had an idea for something, you know. I think a good place to start if you just want to get into business is having a look at what you're passionate about, what you love, and how you can actually make that into a business. So many years ago, I used to be a journalist, and the reason I got into that was because I just loved to write, and I would send big, long, enormous emails, and you know, those are the days I worked for somebody. But yeah, that was kind of my passion, was writing, and I don't see why that you can't make a living out of doing something that you love. You'll ultimately be more authentic, you'll have more drive, and yeah, if it's something that you love doing, you'll love going to work every day. So I always think it's good to just write down a few of your passions, and it's okay if you don't have a burning desire to do one thing. Sometimes you can pretty much fall into things. I know with my web design business, that was a very organic process. I designed my own website for Petite Bamboo, discovered that I absolutely love it. It was kind of my happy creative place where I could you know, design a website exactly how I wanted it to and not hire a professional. It was, yeah, bespoke to exactly the way I wanted to, and it was very fun. At the end of the day, I overcame that challenge, and it was a constant challenge back then to try to figure out the right plugins and how to fit all the moving pieces so they work properly and it looks good. And yeah, so that was a very organic business. It's an organic business that has grown on its own, so it's okay if you somehow fall into things, but you just love doing it. And I think that that's, you know, very cool too, because you can often branch off into different areas as well. Or I know, you know, a lot of people that have multiple businesses, sometimes 2 or 3, and especially they're trying to make the side hustle into more of a real thing. So that's my advice to you, is maybe write down a few of your passions and just brainstorm ideas of how you could get started, even getting started as a freelancer. I think the word starting a business can be very overwhelming, and you know, there's so many elements that go into setting up a business. It seems like the too hard basket, and then you never get to it. But if you just start really small and you know, then branch out. Back in the day, I only took on one website at a time. I had a very limited calendar, and I eventually figured out how to introduce systems and how to widen, you know, my capacity to be able to take on more clients, increase my prices, and just get better and better. So definitely start small and go from there. I hope this has helped, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Bye.